Good day, everybody. My name is Kevin Hogan. I'm the author of 21 books that have been translated into 41 languages all around the world. Today, we talk about more stuff, bonuses, gifts, as part of promotions, particularly online, but really in any context whatsoever. So the question is if you are going to buy a product. Here's a product over here. It could be, we'll call it an iPod. Okay, say you're going to buy an iPod. And if you had a chance to buy an iPod Touch or an iPod Touch with a downloaded song on it that you liked, which would you want more? And how much would it cost you? Okay, well, those are interesting questions because online, internet marketers are always offering this bonus and this bonus and this bonus and this bonus and this bonus. That's pretty cool, right? So you have this product, let's just call it a $200 product, and then you have all these other bonuses, maybe they're worth $50, $75, and so now you have a $275 package. Which one is going to sell for more? The answer is, a couple of research projects were done, and it turns out that more stuff is not better. What happens is this really interesting phenomena that researchers are calling averaging. It's really not averaging, but it goes along with that idea. And what happens is that the people receive the opportunity to buy, say, an iPod Touch, and when they value that iPod Touch all by itself, they value it at $242. And then when you compare that to the group of people who have a chance to buy an iPod Touch with a downloaded song that they like on it, that iPod Touch is only worth $176. So more is less because of the averaging effect. If you're going to have a bonus, it's going to have to be a lot bigger value than the product itself. Otherwise, you're going to reduce the pricing point of your product and people are going to say no. This, by the way, also carries over into real life too. So if you're going to offer to clean the entire house today and then you say, and by the way, I'll do the garage too, the person says, oh, big deal. So you did the house and the garage, but you know, as opposed to just doing the whole house, right? It's a big difference. So you got to think about that. And then researchers came up with an idea that they could test this a different way. What would happen, because you know when you go online, say to Expedia.com, or you're looking for a hotel, somewhere to go visit, there's all kinds of luxuries of what's in this hotel and what's in your room and all that kind of stuff. What is it that really matters? So what they found out is that when they advertise a room that has, say, this beautiful swimming pool, a 5-star swimming pool, and it's been evaluated and reviewed as a 5-star swimming pool, that hotel room got $108 on average from the people that received the opportunity. And when that same exact hotel room at the same hotel that had the 5-star pool, it also mentioned, and by the way, and just as another item in the little menu checklist, it said there's a restaurant, this beautiful 3-star restaurant, that you'll enjoy and like and all that kind of stuff. So now what happens? By adding the next item down, it reduced the prices of the hotel room to $92. That's almost a 20% difference in price, $92 versus $108. So what happens is that, once again, you have an averaging phenomenon. People will pay $108 for this nice hotel and a 5-star pool, but they'll only pay $92 for this nice hotel, the beautiful pool, but a 3-star, nice but not amazing restaurant. That's the challenge that you face. And so when you're offering your product, your services, whatever it is you do to whoever it is you do, you want to make sure that you highlight your key, most optimal features, realizing that people are going to mentally average, if you will, those things together and point in the middle and say, it's a 3-star and a 5-star, now it becomes a 4-star hotel instead of the 5-star hotel. But really it wasn't a 5-star hotel in the first place, it was just a nice hotel with a 5-star pool, right? That's how this works. In order to just take this one step further, at a different university, there was a really cool study done that just tested a whole bunch of different products and services, politicians, and what they did is they would say, for example, vote for Johnson, he's an honest person. And then they would say for a different group of people, and by the way, vote for Johnson, he's an honest and caring man. He'll do a good job in office for us. And another one they said, vote for Johnson, he's an honest, caring, and dependable man. And another one they said, vote for Johnson, he's an honest, caring, dependable, fine husband, great guy, go ahead and vote for him. So which of those gets the most votes? Which one causes people to go and vote for him, that candidate? Well, it turns out that it's not one and it's not 5 items that are mentioned in the claims list. You know, honest, caring, and dependable. That's the one that wins. 3 things. When 3 things are mentioned, there's a sort of a curve, and there's like bell curve where you know, 1 item doesn't do much, and 2 items does a little better, and 3 items does beautifully. 4 items doesn't do as well. 5 and more don't do well at all. So 3 items. So when you're using descriptors to describe you, your product, your service, whatever it is that you do in whatever context you want to use this, you want to make sure that you use 3 things and take into account what we just learned with the hotel experiment and the iPod Touch experiment, that all of those things that you mentioned have to be 5-star qualities, or else you've been averaged out and the person isn't going to vote for you. Okay guys, that's it for now. I will see you here next time.